A couple of things I want to talk about before I start the training video is that I use food as a reinforcer, and Dexter is very picky. So when you're working with him, you have to make sure you have something that he likes. I have found that he really only likes real food, which is common. It's what his body is telling us he needs. So I have here some boiled chicken, and he'll literally do anything for this. So one thing I want to mention too is when the dog is working, we need to make sure we pay them. So he's getting paid with chicken. I use yes as the marker. So when he does the correct behavior, I'll say yes, and then followed up by the reinforcer. So here's an instance. Sit, yes, and then right to the mouth like that. It's important that we use yes in a timely manner because we want to make sure that, yes, he understands what behavior we're marking and reinforcing. Okay, I know Dexter already had a foundation with basic obedience before he came to me. So what I did was I took the behaviors that he previously learned, strengthened them, and used them symbiotically together to help reduce the unwanted behaviors. So an example of this is going to be place. I use place as a spot for the dog to go and decompress. It's not just the dog going and laying down. They're going there, they're relaxing, they're offering these decompression behaviors, and in return, we're utilizing biofeedback to help naturally calm the dog. So I want you to have place as a permanent fixture in your home. When he gets riled up like this, that's when you're gonna move him there. So if he barks or he starts getting wound up, you're gonna go place, yes. When he offers that relaxation behavior, we're gonna mark and reinforce, yes. Very good. Yes. Okay, and I use okay as the release. Another thing I use place for with him specifically is for him to ask for something that he wants. So instead of him barking, I want to see him go there and lay down. So here's a good example right here. If he's barking, I'm going to let him make the right choice. Yes, just like that. So we don't want to reinforce the barking. That's key. So when he barks, do not talk to him, do not touch him, do not look at him. You're going to wait for him to make the right choice. So in this case, yes, he went to place and lay down. When he does that, you can mark and reinforce the behavior. Yes. I'm going to go over that with toys as well because he gets really, really obsessive with the toy. And I'll show you, we're going to use negative punishment and remove the toy when he starts barking and then reinforce when he's calm and quiet. But like I said, place, very important behavior. This is something that's going to help him have a special spot at home where he can go and relax because everybody needs that. Him specifically, because like I said, he does have anxiety. It's great we have him on the Prozac now. That's going to help his system. But I do feel like with him, there's a genetic component that he is more prone to more anxious behavior, hence the barking and the more obsessive behaviors. The next step for place is building duration and reinforcing those decompression behaviors. So when he's there, we want to see him really relaxed. That's important. So when he puts his head on the floor, he blinks, he takes a deep breath, he shifts his weight. Those are all things we want to mark with a yes and reinforce. Because as I mentioned before, we're working with biofeedback and we're basically tricking the brain into relaxing on place. Yes, good. Now, this protocol is made famous by Dr. Karen Overall, and it's in her manual, which is highly sought after by many trainers and behaviorists. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to move him onto place. I'm going to reinforce those decompression behaviors and ask for a bit more duration. Place. Yes. So I'm going to stand here, kind of watch him in my peripheral and look for those, yes, events to happen here. So a bit more duration with the head down. So I'm going to mark that with good. Take a deep breath. Good, yes. He did a big inhale there. It's hard to see on the camera. Good, yes. Good. Very nice. Yes. I would like to see him shift his weight and be a bit more comfortable. Good. 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 Okay. I'm going to do it again and see if we can get a bit more relaxation. Place. Yes. Good. Yes, big deep breath there. That was very good. Very nice, good. Good. Okay. And when you do this at home, you're going to notice that he gets more and more relaxed each time, and that's exactly what we want. We want place to eventually be a visual cue for him to go and relax. That's really what we want from this behavior, and this is going to help him so that way he can self-regulate his anxiety and stress. Another behavior I know Dexter learned previously is touch. Now, I strengthened touch here, and I'm using it for a variety of different purposes. I'm using it for recall, healing, moving him away from something that we don't want him near, and I'm going to demonstrate that all to you right now. So first, I'll show you recall, because that's pretty simple. I'm going to toss a treat away to kind of simulate him going away from me. So I'm going to go find it, toss the treat. Once he's done, I'm going to get his attention. Touch. Yes. Good. Very nice. Ready? Find it. Touch. Yes. Very good. So it provides him a target to come back to when you're calling him. I also use here for recall, so I'm going to add that in now so you can see what I mean. Okay. Ready? Find it. Dexter here. Touch. Yes. Good. Just like that. For healing, I'm going to demonstrate that as well. He's doing quite good. I do want to see you guys get that harness though that I recommend, and I'll add that into the training guide. But for healing, when he walks ahead, we're going to use touch. Get him into position here. Yes. Mark and reinforce that nice sit there. Then I'm going to use let's go to move forward. Ready? Oh, I dropped some. Let's go. Good. Keep walking, keep walking. If he walks ahead, I'm going to stop and I'm going to use touch. So I'm going to do a step back and then a step forward with touch. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. And then see, he's right in a heel position. Good boy. And again, I'll demonstrate. Let's go. Good boy. Let him walk ahead a little bit. I'm going to stop. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. And then he's right near my leg. We want him always near our left leg when we're walking. Now, ideally, when you're walking in the city, nice short leash, but still nice U shape in the leash. That's loose leash. Let's go. Good boy. And if he's behind, because I know that he likes to stop, you can use touch for that too. Let me see if I can get him to do that. He's pretty excited. So if he's behind me, touch. Yes, and it moves him right up to heel position. Because I know he likes to put on the brakes when you're on a nice long walk. So that's a great way to move him up and then keep going too. Good boy. And I will also demonstrate touch with leave it, which will be the next video. So to practice leave it with touch, I'm going to have him on leash. And this is going to kind of simulate when you're walking in the city and there's something on the sidewalk. So I'm going to have him next to me in heel position. Yes, very nice. Let me see if make sure I got him in the camera here. Move back a little bit. Good. I'm going to toss a treat out. As he goes to go after it, I'm going to give the cue leave it. The second he looks at me, I'm going to mark with a yes. I'm going to move him back to me with touch. Leave it. Yes. And then touch. Yes. Good. I'm going to reinforce that. Ready? Let's go. Leave it. Yes. Yes, good. Very good. So again, I still have a shorter leash, but it's loose. That's really key. Ready? Let's go. Leave it. Yes. Yes, good. And I have a visual cue for touch, which he's responding to. Ready? Let's go. Leave it. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. I'm also going to demonstrate how I practice leave it standing still, because that's really how we're going to strengthen that behavior. Moving towards it, we don't want him to get too frustrated either. So let me demonstrate that in the next video. So to practice leave it, I always start teaching on the floor. As you see, I have him in down position here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place a treat on the ground. The second that he looks up at me and away from the treat when I give the cue, I'm going to mark with a yes and give him a treat from my hand. He never gets the treat on the floor. That's one thing I want you to remember about leave it, is it's permanent. So I want you to think, if you drop a pill or say there's like a rattlesnake, that would be a leave it moment. Okay, so place it right here. Leave it. Yes, good. Waiting for the eye contact, extremely important, because we want him to check in. That is key. Let's see here. Leave it. Yes, good. Do a bit of duration. Leave it. Yes, so I'm not picking it up. Leave it. Yes, good. Ready? Move it closer. Leave it. Yes. And then, okay, good, good boy.